just to wrap up, I wondered if each of you can sort of look into your crystal ball and let's go out on a limb and say what will the AGM look like? Will it be there, indeed? And what will it look like in, say, 10 years' time?
Well, I've probably already preempted my views that I think, there will be some changes, but they won't be radical. I think, as I said, technology will definitely come along and play a part, and hopefully it'll engage more people. But, like Michaela made in one of her comments, I'm maybe sceptical that the hordes are going to sort of come running towards the annual general meeting. So it will change, but I think only at the edges.
I think less formality will free up companies to be more creative, and people will therefore try and outperform in terms of shareholder engagement. And it's the same with removing the obligations that we've had around the annual financial report has freed up some companies to differentiate themselves with integrated reporting, so you can still produce an annual financial report, but the ability to say no longer produce a concise report has freed people up. So you'll have companies that differentiate themselves on the way in which they do engage with shareholders.
Thanks, McKenna.
Yeah, I'd like to see more companies probably follow the path that Telstra took this year with holding some town halls to keep retail shareholders more informed rather than just once a year. I know that's probably an added cost, but it should, as it hadn't with Telstra, make the meeting more efficient. I'd still like to see the AGM. Just some of my notes here. I would like to see a change to the 100 shareholder rule, that it's restricted to annual general meetings, so you can't get 100 shareholders holding 10 shares each being able to call an EGM. I don't want to see it changed to 5,000 shareholders or 1,000 shareholders. I think it's worked well, and to date it hasn't been abused. I know one of the other issues raised in the CAMAC report is non-binding shareholder votes. I'm quite supportive of that, as long as there is some mechanism for oversight. In the US, the SEC is the oversight about those proposals making it onto a company ballot, so they don't all go on there, and the company's not making that decision whether it's a management issue, therefore should not be on the ballot, or it's a shareholder issue and therefore should be on there. And I think perhaps that voting after the AGM could be a good decision, have debate at the AGM and voting a couple of days later.
I agree, the idea of an independent election commission. So when I put up a shareholder resolution for News Corp in 2007 to get rid of the dual class voting system, I was impressed that Rupert had to write to the SEC to knock me over, and the SEC sided with me. So that was an independent body. So Computer Share and Link do a great job, but I'd prefer an independent government agency being more involved in elections and things like that.
Ripper, another regulator, just what we all need.
I love the idea of a non-binding board vote that looks at the overall board structure and governance of a company. So if succession plan's not going well, that's your vehicle to send a message. And I also agree on toughening up regarding calling EGMs, but the quid pro quo there would be to lower the bar for getting resolutions up at AGMs. The Americans allow shareholders who've held $2,000 worth of stock continuously for 12 months to put up a shareholder resolution. So they get hundreds of resolutions a year. Exxon, where's your renewable energy plan, all that sort of stuff. We have probably had 10 or 15 in 30 years. So the boards have had a monopoly over what is to be voted on. So lower the barrier so that any retail shareholder can put up a motion for discussion, and you will energise and broaden the debate, and you'll have things like the Get Up Woolies thing, which was 100 minutes of excellent debate, never seen before, really high quality debate on an important issue, energising and adding and padding out AGMs, which at the moment are often short, no one asking questions, and a waste of time.